This article here is from Heat World. Prince Harry tells Meghan Markle this isn't working. I've got to seem to think this isn't exactly a 100% source they got. Probably some speculation, but it's pretty new from January 7th, so let's see what we got. They were the picture of bliss when they kissed on the steps of St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle after their wedding in 2018. Whoa, way too far back. Let's jump in the future a little bit, guys. But despite appearances, much has changed for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex in the years since. Harry publicly addressed rumors of a split towards the end of last year, and fans noted they were seemingly living separate lives with an interesting number of solo appearances. He said during a talk in New York City in December, "We've apparently divorced maybe 10 to 12 times. It's hard to keep up with, but that's why you just sort of ignore it." What he was referencing, I think, is rumors and things like that they're going to break up. I think it's possibly inevitable. Hot take here, I'm sure. Some of you don't want to hear it, but it needs to be said that Meghan's older than Harry. And I personally can't think of a marriage that lasted where the woman was older than the man. Now, I'm sure it happens. There's always the exceptions. But it seems like usually the man ends up with somebody younger. Maybe 10 years, maybe 5 years, whatever. But usually, in like 90% or more of the cases, that's what happens. Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher broke up. Obviously, Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet. Now, Meghan's only a little bit older than Harry, like 3 years. But still, I'm not here to argue about the aesthetics of it and the fine details. I'm just saying, from what I see on the surface level, usually they don't work out. And now a source tells Heat that while they're far from heading to the divorce courts, Harry, who spent last year attempting to build bridges with the royal family, has finally admitted that their current setup of pursuing individual paths in the public eye isn't working. We're told on the surface of all, Meghan and Harry are doing the best to laugh off rumors that things are not exactly rock solid between them. But the truth is, the life they're living now isn't what either of them had imagined from the beginning. Yeah, that much is probably true. I mean, Meghan probably thought it would be easier to skip the responsibilities and just get the money and fame and stuff and roll with it and not have such backlash. Harry probably just thought, similarly, there would be a little bit more calmness to it all, and she'd probably fall in line a little bit better. They said last year they spent much time working apart, which I think is reasonable for, like, business purposes. They said when they're together they get more criticism and heat from the media, which tends to be true, I'll admit, sure. When they're apart, there seems to be less of that, however. With Meghan's recent cooking show, she got a lot of heat for that. Harry wasn't there. So it almost seems like Harry gets a little less heat when Meghan's not there, but Meghan gets the same amount when Harry's not there. I mean, after all, one of the main reasons people criticize Harry is because of her. He was very well liked before her. Alright, I guess this is their printed publication. Looks very tabloid-like. They quote a source here. The question for Harry and Meghan now is how they go about prioritizing their marriage this year as they appear to be on completely separate pages in their lives. Friends are worried that if things get any more tense between them, they may start wondering if it's all worth it, especially if Harry isn't happy with the way things are. Of course, Harry doesn't want his marriage to end. He loves Meghan and his children, especially the children, I'd say, but he would be lying if he said the last year or so hasn't taken a huge toll on his well-being. He wants nothing more than peace with the royal family and is worried that Meghan's goals just don't align with that. He's scared he could end up estranged with his family for the rest of his life and not have a wife. And come to think of it, if his kids aren't actually his or something like that, or they're surrogates or whatnot, that makes it even harsher. Man, I gotta admit, at first I was like, I don't know, this news about Meghan's baby bump is, I don't know, clickbait, kind of drama, kind of who knows. But now I really want to know. Alright, a bit off topic. So that's about it. Looks like Heat does a lot of these celebrity stories, stuff like that. Harry and Meghan, of course. If you're not subscribed here, I'm doing pop culture, entertainment, honest thoughts, whatever comes up. All things Johnny Depp, Diddy. Consider subscribing. If you don't subscribe, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.